Hey, I want to tell you 3 stories, and the impetus for telling you these stories actually comes from 2 other questions that I didn't get to before. And the questions go like this: Are there any symptoms other than the inability to contain a sneeze that are at least occasionally humorous? Have any symptoms faded, gone away? Second part, for sadly, no symptoms have faded or gone away except for side effects from drugs that I stopped, but at least those went away. But other symptoms that are funny, sneezing is the only one that's always objectively funny. Drooling happens especially when I'm over my kids and changing them or just hanging over them, talking to them, putting them down. That's always kind of funny. But otherwise, there are a lot of opportunities to find the symptoms funny, which leads to this question. I love and admire your positive attitude. How are you able to keep that going? What is your go-to in down times? Well, of course, I don't always keep it going. Um, uh, I uh, I have success getting it back, and my go-to in down times and kind of all times is trying to find ways to be an audience to this insanity and to think about how an audience could actually enjoy parts of it. And that helps me. There are parts of it, I see it happening in silent film all the time and find it and can find it funny. And it's just so much more pleasant than feeling sorry for myself. I can be very good at that, but I get kind of bored with it, and it's just more entertaining to try and enjoy it. So, 3 stories. The first, the first one. Okay. The moral of this story is you need to have friends who are artists, and if you have friends who are in theater, you're especially lucky, but you need to have friends who are artists. So this is what happened. Um, First, this is kind of cringy, but the day before this happened, I was kneeling on a rug. Child was gonna fall. I kind of leapt from the kneeling position to try to catch child from falling off a chair. I ripped my entire big toenail all the way back. It was just kind of hanging there. It was horrible. It hurt exactly as much as you think, but it was hanging on there. Next day, yeah, I know. Just sit with that for a second. I had to. So it's the next day. I haven't gone to the doctor yet. I've just put a bandage on it. I've iced it. I've taken painkillers. I haven't gone to the doctor yet. We're unpacking. I'm finally on. We've moved this record cabinet with my record player. I'm unpacking records from a box, like fucking LPs, from a box, and putting them in order I want, taking them over to the thing. I have a stack of 7 records. This is heavy. Some of these are probably doubles. I pick up the stack of 7 records, and because my left hand has a really weak grip, I dropped 6 of the 7 records, and they fell directly on that toe. The pain and shock and surprise from this sudden drop caused my body to instantly go to the floor. The remaining 1 record, like, pierced the corner of it, pierced into this other hand. So I was left in a mass on the floor with my toe hurting, my body hurting from hitting the floor, and this hand with like a puncture wound from the corner of one of the records I was holding. So I called 2 friends. I sent a video message and described this insane scene and said, I really want your help being able to laugh about this so I don't feel sorry for myself. I want to describe to you what happened and ask you to record yourselves doing this, and please send it to me. The idea just came to me in the moment, and oh my gosh, they were so game, they were so up for it, and they sent these hysterical, I mean, they just nailed it. It was so stupid and wonderful, and there was some slow motion involved at times. It was genius, and it made my week. I kept going back to it to look at it. Next story. Southern Pinter play. If you're a theater person, you're already there with me. If you're not a theater person, Pinter, British playwright, gives actors lots of space for tension, menace, comedy. He's a very spare writer. So we're on the driveway, and the kids are always trying to go too close. And I get this idea. I'm going to go out there with the sidewalk chalk that we're playing with, and I'm going to draw a line across the driveway. This is as far as we go. It seems like a great idea. I get out there, I draw the line, and realize there's nothing to hold on to help me get up. This is actually going to be kind of hard. As I'm realizing that's a dog, like a little yippy dog from a neighbor several houses down I've never met. The yippy dog comes running towards me and the kids into the yard, and its owner, this sweet Southern gentleman, came down, and I hope she wasn't bothering you. She doesn't mean anything. Sorry about that. I'm on my knees on the driveway, and I know I can't get up. I mean, for me to get up in this space would take 2 minutes, and I would be very worried the whole time that I might fall backwards and hit my head on the concrete. I'm not really sure even how I would do it, but I know with this sweet guy standing here, I'm not doing it. And I'm just there on my knees talking to a guy I've never met about his yippy dog. Oh, Tina, come back here. Sorry. She doesn't mean anything. She's just yipping. The kids are over there. I can't help. My wife's not home. I'm just helpless and looking at him, trying to send, like, get your dog and go. Please, could you just go? Because I'm here. But the actual scene is just two guys speaking in short sentences. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's nice to meet you. Yeah, oh, that's fine. And there's these great pauses in between. And I know I'm enjoying in the moment in his mind, like, what's going on with this guy? Why hasn't he gotten up? Is he going to shake my hand? What's going on here? And I was so enjoying thinking about what his inner monologue must have been, and what a strange way this was to meet a neighbor. And he really, I feel like as a pet owner, he was kind of on the annoying side of the scale. He really did not read the room in terms of, this guy's still, one of the kids is kind of worried about the dog, and that was adding some tension to the scene. And finally, he got Tina to come over towards him, and we said our goodbyes. And just as he had picked Tina up, he said, do you need a hand?" I said, "Oh no, I'm fine. I'm gonna be here for a while. That's all right." And we just never got into it. I thought, it's way too long of an explanation. You're not going to understand anyway. And I just met you. It's too much. I so wish I could see just the silent version of the film. I think it would be genius. But even the actual script of it would be a brilliant Southern Pinter play. Okay, last one. Disabled Guy Thriller. This really happened. This was 2 weeks ago. So my sister and her boyfriend are visiting, and they're staying in the downstairs of our house. Now, to access the downstairs, you can get there from a door inside, and you can get there by going down the hill in the backyard, if you remember from previous stories, into a door. It's like a walk-in door there. So it's late. My wife is at work. I am home with the kids. Daughter, I have successfully put to sleep. Sister and her boyfriend are downstairs. They're in for the night. And I put my son to bed. Now, he chats it up for a little while after he goes down, and occasionally just sort of gets up, and you hear his door open. It's the loudest sound ever on earth. He opens his door and comes in the hallway and just sort of wanders around sleepily. And I hear the door. I'm trying to keep it cool, trying to be a cool dad. "Hey, buddy, you all right?" "Yeah." He's kind of confused. "Hey, do you want to just walk outside for a minute? We can just go breathe the nice night air. It'll be nice." "Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm such a cool dad, right? What a great move. This is such a smooth move." So we go out the back door onto our deck, and the air feels so good. You feel better now? You wanted to go try to lay down again? Yeah. I've closed the door because I don't want the air from the outside to get in, or bugs to get in because of the light. And here is where I realize, oh fuck, the door's locked. It's one of these horrible doorknobs where you can lock the doorknob, but the doorknob still turns. And the 2 and 3-year-olds just fuck with those things all the time. It's pitch black outside. Cannot see a thing. All the lights are out in the kitchen and the living room to keep the mood in there chill for the sleeping kids. I'm stuck outside with my son in the pitch black on the deck. Okay, all right, this is going to be fine. I know what we'll do. We're going to walk through the backyard, through the gate, and we'll go in the garage door. That has a combination lock, so that should be fine. It's a door that has a combo lock and a handle, but it'll be fine. So I said, this is so fun, it's so silly, but we're gonna walk around and then we'll go in. It'll be fine. Okay, okay. And walking on the grass, I can't see anything. I keep stepping on things that I don't know are there. Uh, Acorns, sticks, things like that that are causing the lightning. I keep almost falling, but trying to stay cool for him. It's okay. Oh, I'm all right. That was fun. Dad almost fell there. Whoops. Now we're going to open the creaky gate. Now we're going to walk over these stone, like stone tile things. If there's any little pebbles on those, anything like that that I step on could cause me to fall. Every step is terrifying, but it's all right, bud. Isn't this fun? Don't worry, it'll be fine. We get to the garage door. The combination works, but that fucking doorknob has been turned and that is locked. Now what the fuck are we gonna do? He's getting concerned, but it's okay, bud. Now I know, oh my God, we gotta go to the basement door. They're down there. I just have to get there. Okay, okay. It's all right, bud. We're gonna go. I know what we'll do. We'll go to the downstairs door. We go back into the backyard, go through the gate, close the gate, and I realize my main job here is don't fall. I've mentioned before falling on this hill. It happened to me several times. It's terrible every time. I need to avoid it. I can't fall on this hill. And I have to make sure he stays safe and that he stays not worried. I need him to go back to sleep. And I get this idea. It'll be okay. Buddy, I have this funny idea. Can you actually stand on the deck? You stand on the deck and watch Dad. Dad is gonna crawl down the hill. Isn't that so silly? Dad's gonna crawl down the hill and be secret and fun and knock on the door to get Abigail. And I get down on my hands and knees and start crawling down the hill. Thank goodness he just goes with it. And the whole way down the hill I realize, like, this is terrible, but this is what I have to do. I have to not fall. The hill is very steep. There's stones, there's stonework, there's wood, and then there's more stonework at the bottom of the hill. I just have to make it down there. And the whole time I'm talking to him, isn't this silly, bud? This is so silly. Why is Dad crawling? This is so silly. It'll be okay. This is so silly. Dad's crawling. You okay, buddy? You okay, buddy? Finally, I make it down and knock on the door. And of course, no one's expecting me, and her boyfriend's sitting there playing guitar, like, hey, what's going on? And I explain, like, hey, get Abigail and Sam. She goes up, gets Sam, he goes inside. Everything is fine. I think I just need a sound designer. I have all the shots in my head. We need to do the first disabled guy Thriller.